Ever wondered what it's like to be the slowest animal on Earth? Here's why being a sloth is a total nightmare. Picture this. Your whole life is stuck in slow motion. Every move takes forever, and even grabbing a snack feels like a marathon. That's what sloths deal with every single day. These fuzzy tree huggers might look cute and chill, but trust me, their lives are far from easy. Today, we're digging into why it sucks to be born as a sloth. Think constant danger, a boring diet, and some seriously weird habits. Let's jump into their wild, slow world and see what's really going on up in those trees. Sloths might seem like they've got it made, just hanging out in trees all day, napping like it's their job. But here's the thing. That laid-back vibe hides a ton of problems. Their super slow metabolism means they're always low on energy, their snail-like speed makes them easy prey, and they've got some quirks that make life way harder than it needs to be. From dodging predators to struggling just to eat, being a sloth is a daily grind. Let's break down what makes their lives such a mess. First off, let's talk about what sloths eat, or more like what they're stuck eating. Sloths munch on leaves, and that's pretty much it. Sounds simple, right? Except leaves are basically the junk food of the jungle, low in calories, tough to digest, and not exactly bursting with energy. To deal with this, sloths have a metabolism that's slower than a dead battery. It can take them a whole month to digest one meal. A month. Imagine eating a sandwich and still feeling it in your stomach weeks later. That's their reality. Because leaves don't give them much fuel, sloths have to save energy however they can. Every move is like a big decision. Do I reach for that leaf or just chill here and hope I don't starve? Picture them stretching out one claw, inching along a branch, taking forever just to grab a snack that's 2 feet away. They chew it super slow, like they're savoring every bite. But really, they're just trying to squeeze out any tiny bit of goodness. Their slow system even messes with their body heat. Most animals can keep themselves warm, but sloths? Nope. They're like walking thermometers, depending on the sun to heat them up. That's why you see them sprawled out on branches, soaking up rays like they're at the beach. And their stomach? It's got all these extra sections, kind of like a cow's, to break down those tough leaves. It works, but it's slow as heck. Plus, they have to be picky. Some leaves are poisonous, and figuring out which ones are safe is a gamble they can't afford to lose. Now, let's get into the scary stuff. Sloths are slow, painfully slow. Their top speed is about 0.17 miles per hour. To give you an idea, a snail could beat them in a race and still have time for a coffee break. So when a predator shows up, sloths can't just zip away. They're stuck relying on hiding instead. Their fur's got this cool trick. It grows algae, turning them green and helping them blend into the trees. It's like nature gave them a built-in disguise. But it's not perfect. Jaguars, eagles, and snakes don't mess around. They've got sharp eyes and noses, and they know a sloth is an easy target. Imagine you're a sloth, just chilling on a branch, when you hear something rustling below. You peek down, and there's a jaguar staring right at you, licking its chops. Your heart's pounding, but all you can do is freeze and hope it doesn't spot you. It's like a real-life horror movie, except you're the main course. And it's not just jaguars. Up in the sky, harpy eagles are circling, ready to swoop down with talons that could grab you in a heartbeat. Sloths try to hide in thick leaves, but if the wind blows the wrong way or they make one tiny slip, it's over. Every day's a gamble. Stay still, stay hidden, or end up as someone's lunch. Sloths aren't exactly party animals either. They're loners, and that's partly because moving around is such a hassle. Trees in the jungle can be pretty spread out, and when you're as slow as a sloth, meeting up with another one is like planning a cross-country road trip on foot. They mostly talk through smells or the odd grunt. But that's it. No big sloth hangouts. Think about it. Making a friend when it takes you hours to crawl a few yards is tough. It's like living in a neighborhood where everyone's miles apart and you've got no car. Sloths spend most of their time solo, just them and their tree. Sure, it's quiet, but it also means no backup when trouble hits. Other animals have packs or herds to watch their backs. Sloths? They're on their own. They do have these loose territories that overlap sometimes, so they might bump into another sloth every now and then. But it's not like they're throwing a welcome party. It's more of a quick nod, like, "Oh, you're here too? Cool, see ya." Then it's back to their lonely leaf-munching life. Here's where it gets weird. Sloths have the strangest bathroom routine ever. They only poop once a week. Yep, once a week. And when it's time, they don't just let it drop from the tree like a sensible animal might. Oh no, they climb all the way down to the ground to do it. Sounds simple, right? But for a sloth, that's a huge deal. A perilous, exhausting mission that's basically the jungle equivalent of running a marathon at a snail's pace. Imagine you're a sloth. It's that time of the week and your branch is calling you to stay put, but your gut says otherwise. You start your descent, gripping the bark with those long curved claws, inching along like you're auditioning for the world's slowest action movie. It can take up to 30 minutes to reach the ground, 30 minutes of pure vulnerability. Every second down there is a predator's dream. Jaguars could pounce from the shadows, snakes might slither up for a snack, and even crafty ocelots know a sloth on the ground is an easy target. Up in the trees, they're camouflaged and safe. Down here, they're wobbling around like a toddler learning to walk. It's a high-stakes gamble just to hit the bathroom. So why do they do it? Why not just let it fly from the treetops like monkeys or birds? Scientists have some ideas. One theory is that sloths are playing the long game with their tree. By pooping at the base, they're delivering a slow-motion fertilizer bomb, nutrients that soak into the soil and help their leafy home thrive. More leaves mean more food for the sloth, so it's a symbiotic deal, kind of like tipping your landlord with compost. There's also a quirkier idea. Their poop might double as a social signal. That little pile could be a sloth's way of leaving a scented memo. I was here, call me maybe. Whatever the reason, they're committed. They dig a little hole, do their business, and cover it up, all with the precision of a fussy gardener, except they're risking their lives for it. Then comes the climb back up, and this is where it gets brutal. Sloths run on a low-energy diet of leaves. Think of it as powering a car with celery. That trip down already drained them, and now they've got to haul themselves back to safety. It's a slog, and every move burns through energy they barely have. By the time they're back in their tree, they're wiped out, probably dreaming of a nap that lasts until next week's bathroom break. Studies suggest this whole ordeal can use up to 8% of their daily energy budget. Huge for an animal that's basically a master of doing nothing. Compare this to other animals, and it's downright bonkers. Monkeys fling their waste from the canopy like it's no big deal. Birds don't even pause mid-flight. But sloths, they're out here turning a basic bodily function into a life-or-death drama. Why stick with this risky routine? Maybe it's an ancient habit baked into their DNA from a time when the jungle played by different rules. Or maybe it's just another sloth quirk that proves their life is tougher and weirder than it looks. Last up, let's talk about making baby sloths. Finding a mate when you're this slow is like trying to speed date on a treadmill stuck at 0. Sloths aren't exactly social butterflies. They live solitary lives high up in the trees, and their sluggish pace means they don't just stumble into each other at the jungle cafe. The forest canopy can be a lonely place, with trees spaced far apart and sloths moving at a top speed of about 13 feet per minute. So when a male sloth wants to impress a female, he's got to get creative and play the waiting game. Male sloths don't have flashy dance moves or loud serenades. Instead, they rely on scent marking to send their message. They rub their bodies against branches, leaving behind a musky calling card that lingers in the air like a natural cologne. It's their way of saying, I'm here, I'm available, and I've got a prime piece of tree real estate. Then they wait, sometimes for days or even weeks, for a female to pick up the trail. It's a passive approach to romance, but for an animal that conserves energy like it's going out of style, it makes sense. Imagine posting a missed connections ad and hoping someone shows up to claim it. That's sloth dating in a nutshell. If a female catches the scent and decides he's worth the effort, she'll mosey over at her own leisurely pace. When they finally meet, it's not exactly a whirlwind of passion. The courtship is a slow, deliberate affair. Think cautious sniffing, gentle circling, and maybe a soft squeak or two. It's less love at first sight and more, let's take our time and see where this goes. For sloths, every move is calculated, and rushing into things just isn't their style. Once the slow flirt fest turns into mating, the female faces a new challenge: pregnancy. She carries her baby for about 6 months, a long haul for an animal that's already stretched thin by its low-energy lifestyle. During this time, she's got to keep up her routine of eating leaves, staying hidden from predators, and navigating the treetops, all while her body works overtime to grow a new life. Her metabolism is slow, her diet is limited, and now she's got extra weight to lug around. It's like running a marathon at a snail's pace while carrying a backpack full of bricks. When the big day arrives, there's no maternity ward or soft landing spot. The female sloth gives birth hanging upside down in the tree, delivering a single tiny sloth into the world. Born with its eyes open and claws ready to grip, the baby instinctively latches onto her fur within minutes. From that moment on, it's glued to her belly, a little passenger on the slowest ride in the jungle. Being a sloth mom is a full-time job with no breaks. For the next 6 to 9 months, the baby clings to her as she goes about her daily grind, eating, sleeping, and avoiding danger. She's got to protect it from predators like jaguars and hawk eagles, all while teaching it how to survive in a world that's not exactly sloth-friendly. The baby learns by watching her every move, how to reach for the tastiest leaves, how to chew them properly, and how to blend into the branches like a living piece of camouflage. Feeding the little one is its own challenge. Sloths don't produce milk for long, so the baby starts sampling leaves early on. The mom guides it, showing which ones are safe and letting it lick her mouth to taste pre-digested bits. It's a hands-on, or claws-on, lesson in jungle dining etiquette. Meanwhile, she's still dodging threats. Every trip down to the ground for a weekly bathroom break is a gamble, and with a baby on board, the stakes are even higher. With all these hurdles, finding a mate, enduring a long pregnancy, and raising a vulnerable baby, it's a wonder any sloths make it to adulthood. The odds are stacked against them. Limited food, constant danger, and a pace that leaves little room for error. Yet, somehow, they've been pulling it off for millions of years. Every baby sloth born is a testament to their quiet tenacity. So the next time you see a sloth lounging in a tree, looking like it doesn't have a care in the world, give it some credit. It's a survivor in a game that's anything but easy. Okay, let's put ourselves in a sloth's shoes, or claws, for a minute. You're up in your tree, nibbling on a leaf, feeling the sun warm your fur. Everything's calm until you hear a low growl. You glance down, and there's a jaguar, eyes locked on you, ready to climb. Your stomach drops, but running's not an option. You go still, blending into the branch, praying that algae-covered fur hides you. The jaguar's sniffing, getting closer, and you can almost feel its breath. Time drags on. Seconds feel like days. Then a bird flaps nearby, and the jaguar's head snaps toward it. It leaps away, chasing the easier meal. You're safe, but your heart's still thumping. That's life as a sloth, one close call after another, always wondering if today's the day your luck runs out. So, why does it suck to be a sloth? It's all these struggles piling up. Their slow metabolism keeps them on an energy tightrope. Their speed, or lack of it, makes them predator bait. And their weird habits like that ground poop trip just add to the chaos. They're loners with no crew to lean on. And even making more sloths is a slog. But here's the crazy part. Sloths have been around for millions of years. That slow life, the hiding, the energy-saving tricks, it works. They've carved out their spot in the jungle, surviving where faster animals might have crashed. Next time you see a sloth looking all sleepy and cute, remember they're tough little fighters in their own quiet way, beating the odds every single day. If you liked this sloth story, hit subscribe for more animal tales.